Welcome to our deep dive on how citizenship can seemingly vanish right at the finish line. Today we'll explore how last-minute policy changes can abruptly cancel interviews and oath ceremonies, even for fully qualified applicants. We'll cover who is most affected, what the risks look like in real life, and the smart steps you can take to protect yourself. Let's begin, and then move smoothly into our agenda to set the roadmap for this video. Here's the roadmap for our session. We will start with the context and stakes, then explain the final hurdle phenomenon. After that, we'll discuss real-world impacts and identify who tends to be most affected. We'll visualize timelines and freeze flows, compare rights before and after the oath, and explore the tension between agency discretion and applicant expectations. We'll finish with a best practice action plan, a quick checklist, a short quiz, key takeaways, and a wrap-up. Next, let's set the context and discuss the stakes involved. Naturalization is supposed to culminate in a secure and celebratory oath ceremony, but recent history shows that abrupt policy shifts, often via executive action, can disrupt this final step. These actions can cancel interviews and oath ceremonies on short notice. The stakes are immense. Applicants who have completed every requirement may still face administrative freezes and uncertainty. With this context in mind, let's unpack how the final hurdle actually works. This flowchart shows a typical path: filing the application, biometrics, interview and civics test, and then a decision. After approval, the oath is scheduled. The crucial branching point is whether a policy shock occurs. If no policy shock, the applicant takes the oath and becomes a citizen. If yes, there may be holds or cancellations, leading to legal consultations and rescheduling or appeals. The key insight is that administrative discretion can interrupt the process right before the oath. Next, we will look at how these disruptions feel on the ground for real people. The real-world impact can be jarring. Applicants who believe they were days from citizenship must continue living as non-citizens. They carry documents, remain prepared for questioning, and manage travel and employment concerns with extra vigilance. What should have been a final formality becomes an open-ended wait. With that experience in mind, let's explore who tends to be most affected by these freezes. Data shows that administrative freezes and cancellations have disproportionately affected applicants from regions that have previously faced travel or immigration restrictions, including parts of the Middle East, Africa, and the Caribbean. These disruptions usually correlate with sweeping policy shifts rather than individual missteps. At this point, a timeline view can help clarify how rapidly a freeze can cascade through cases, so let's visualize the policy shock as it unfolds over time. This timeline illustrates how a policy shock propagates. First, there's an announcement of a new policy, followed by rapid internal guidance to field offices. Within hours or days, holds are issued on interviews and oath ceremonies. Public cancellation notices follow, while case-by-case reviews begin. In parallel, litigation or advocacy may arise, which can lead to revised guidance. After that, rescheduling begins, creating backlogs, and eventually new oath ceremonies take place. This sequence shows how quickly certainty can shift and how long it can take to return to normal operations. Next, we'll compare rights and responsibilities before and after the oath to clarify what's actually at stake. This table compares the pre-oath state, even for fully qualified applicants, with the post-oath state of citizenship. Before the oath, individuals remain non-citizens and should expect heightened travel review, the need to carry documentation, and the inability to vote. They also remain subject to removability under immigration law. After the oath, they obtain the protections of full citizenship, including voting rights and access to a U.S. passport. The transition from uncertainty to legal finality underscores why last-minute cancellations are so disruptive. Now let's explore the tension between agency discretion and applicant expectations. On the left side, we have agency discretion, which includes broad authority to pause or cancel ceremonies, often justified under public interest or administrative needs. Agencies can pursue case-by-case reviews that delay outcomes. On the right side, we see applicant expectations. After meeting all requirements, applicants reasonably expect completion. They rely on scheduled ceremonies to make life plans and expect predictability, especially near the process's end. Understanding both sides helps applicants prepare. Next, let's convert this into a concrete action plan with steps you can take now. Here is a practical action plan. First, monitor official policy updates weekly. Second, maintain a ready evidence folder containing approvals, biometrics records, interview results, and notices. Third, upon receiving any cancellation or delay, immediately contact an immigration attorney. Consult counsel about options such as mandamus actions, supervisory inquiries, or congressional casework. Keep travel plans flexible, avoiding critical trips until after your oath is complete. Document every interaction with agencies, and maintain a timeline. Finally, join reputable community or legal networks to receive rapid updates and support. Next, we will present a clear disclaimer to frame this information properly. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. Immigration situations vary and are fact-specific. For personalized guidance, consult a qualified immigration attorney licensed in your jurisdiction. Now, to make this practical, let's share a concise markdown checklist you can save. Here is a concise markdown formatted checklist. Track policy updates from official and reputable sources. Maintain both digital and physical evidence binders with approvals, notices, receipts, and interview results. If a cancellation occurs, contact counsel immediately and request written next steps. Ask about mandamus, supervisory review, congressional inquiry, and expedited rescheduling. Avoid non-essential international travel until after your oath and certificate are in hand. Keep a communication log capturing dates, contacts, conversation summaries, and next actions, and engage with trusted community organizations for support. Next, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Question: when does citizenship become legally certain in the naturalization process? Options: A. When you receive your interview notice. B. After you pass the civics and English tests. C. Only after you take the oath and receive the certificate of naturalization. D. When your online case status says approved. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is C. Only after you take the oath and receive the certificate of naturalization. Until that moment, administrative changes can intervene, including holds or cancellations. Now, let's do one more quick question to reinforce your action steps. Question: what is the best first response to a sudden cancellation notice? Options: A. Wait a few weeks to see if it resolves on its own. B. Immediately consult an immigration attorney for next steps. C. Post on social media and hope for attention. D. Ignore it and show up to the original oath date anyway. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Immediately consult an immigration attorney. Prompt legal guidance can help preserve procedural options and identify possible remedies, including expedited rescheduling or mandamus where appropriate. Next, let's lock in the key takeaways. Remember these key points. First, policy shocks can cancel interviews and oath ceremonies with little notice. Second, certainty arrives only after the oath and the certificate. Third, the impact has been disproportionate in some regions linked to prior restrictions. Fourth, proactive legal vigilance, monitoring, documentation, and counsel is your best shield. Lastly, maintain flexible travel plans and keep your evidence meticulously organized. Next, let's add one more diagram to connect prevention strategies visually. This mind map centers on naturalization risk mitigation. The policy monitoring branch includes USCIS alerts, the Federal Register, and reputable legal newsletters. The documentation branch highlights maintaining an evidence binder and a communication log. The legal strategy branch covers attorney consultations, mandamus actions, and congressional inquiries. The lifestyle planning branch emphasizes flexible travel and careful employment timing. The community branch includes advocacy groups and verified update sources. Together, these branches form a practical, overlapping safety net. Now let's wrap up with a concise summary. To wrap up, the naturalization finish line is the oath itself. Vigilance, tracking policy changes, maintaining records, and seeking prompt legal counsel can minimize uncertainty. Your preparation today can significantly reduce tomorrow's risks. Finally, here's how you can support this channel and share your voice. Thank you for watching. If this video helped, please like, share, and subscribe. We'd love to hear your stories and questions in the comments so we can learn together. See you in the next video.